So tell me about your experience with Camping World.
I would love to tell you my experience with camping hell, as we call it in our home. For those who have not seen this video, click over to Francine. She's doing a series on her issues that she's having with their RV and their struggles to get down south because of the lack of support and service by Camping World. So my Camping World story starts in July of 2021. So we were on the road about 6 months at this point, and right away realized that the fifth wheel was great for living in, but to experience travel and RV life the way we wanted to, we needed something smaller. Since that was kind of the height of the RV boom and everybody was jumping into RVs, we thought if we were going to sell the fifth wheel, we needed to do it then because it was probably going to be worth the most amount of money at that time. Turns out I was not wrong about that, and if we would have sold it at that time, we definitely would have made the most on this rig that we ever would have made it. But thanks to Camping World, that didn't happen. So we contacted our local Camping World just as an option to see if they would buy our RV. At the time, they were sending us countless emails saying that they were buying RVs and absolutely would send us a quote. When they got us a quote, after we submitted pictures and gave them all the information, they gave us a quote for about the same price we had bought the RV for a year beforehand, which we thought, that's a great deal. That's worth driving all the way back to Iowa. We were in Colorado at the time, to go and actually scope it out and see if we can make this deal work. So we did. We drove all the way back from Colorado to Iowa as quickly as we could, unloaded the RV, put everything back in the same order it was when we bought it, and then drove it up to Waterloo, Iowa to the Camping World up there. When we got there, we were told that they had all the paperwork ready to go. All we needed to do was roll it in there. They'd do a quick inspection, and then we'd fill out everything, and the deal would be done, and they'd hand us the check in hand. This sounds like a great idea. So we got in there, we were signing all the paperwork, they took it back for inspection, and about 20 minutes later, the inspection guy shows up in the office and has a picture of the top of our slide with a giant hole in it. Which was weird because it didn't have a hole in it earlier that morning when we were moving our stuff out of it. And it didn't have a hole in it when we drove it up there. So how did it all of a sudden have a hole on the top of the slide? But in that moment of panic, we didn't know what happened. And they handed us this piece of metal chunk that they said somehow fell on the top of the slide and got caught when they opened it. So they knew it happened when they opened it. But that metal piece, where did that come from?